Hey guys, it's Sire from FMM Designers, and we're back today with another video. Today we're going to be basically explaining the basic care of a ball python. Basically here to explain what to do and what not to do. So the first things first, you want to get an enclosure. So most of the enclosures are going to be about 40 gallons. A ball python can live their entire lives within the enclosure. That's 40 gallons. But anything a bit bigger, you can make them a little more comfortable, give them some more stretch out room. Females do get larger than males. Females reach 5 to 6 feet. Males really fall within the 3 to 4 feet. Very rarely they go into the 6 feet. So basically you want to have some stretch out room. They do roll up into a ball for a large majority, but they are nocturnal and crepuscular. So around the afternoon times and sometimes the night times, they will be moving around, stretching their bodies out, trying to get around. So 40 gallon breeder is perfectly fine. That's the minimum size for an adult ball python. But anything larger and you're making your snake a hell of a lot happier. Substrate you can use, which is pretty easy to maintain and doesn't really get dirty, is paper towels. That's one of the best substrates you can use for them, especially if you have breeding racks. Another one I like to use is cocoa fiber. It's harder to ingest whenever they're attacking rodents, and it's just one of the pros when it comes down to cleaning because it's the easiest thing to clean. Let's get into heating. You have a bunch of different options for heating. You have under tank heaters, also known as UTHs. You have reptile bulbs, which are domed heat lamps. And then you also have heat tape, which I use personally because I have a rack system. You can use it for an aquarium, but that's more better suited for a rack system. You have heat cables, which is kind of a risk depending on the setup that you're using, especially if you're dealing with plastic bins and rack systems, as they can regulate themselves accidentally even with a proper thermostat. So you want to be careful with that. You don't want to overheat the snake or burn your house. So please take precautions in what you decide to use. Another important vital thing is feeding. Baby pythons, they can feed anywhere from pinkies to hoppers to fuzzies. You have the adult mice for the juveniles, and as soon as they start getting up to the subadults, you can start with the small rats, the medium rats, and once they become full-fledged adults, you can feed them the giant rats. Especially when it comes down to the larger females, you want to feed jumbo or dumbo, depending on how large they are. If they reach around 6 feet, you can perfectly do a dumbo. If they reach around 3 to 4 feet, you want to stick to the regular rats. That's pretty much the basics as far as feeding, substrate, and heating goes. So hey guys, so handling 101. Very important, especially if you're feeding your python in the same enclosure that you're handling him in. You don't want to go overhead. Remember, the predators are eagles, coyotes, and a bunch of other different predators and in the air that attack them. So you don't want to replicate that. Your best bet is put your hand in the tank, let them feel you out, and slowly grip them from the bottom and carry them up. As soon as your snake starts getting more comfortable with you, starts sticking to the schedule of feeding, you can start handling them a bit easier, and they'll be a bit more tolerant with you putting your hand inside of the enclosure. Now, if your snake isn't on a schedule, it'll be a lot harder for you to handle them without them trying to strike, because obviously they have a feeding response for the lack of schedule. They're going to think everything that goes inside the enclosure is your hand or it's the mouse, and they're not going to know, and they might end up biting your hand. So that's another very important tip when handling ball pythons, especially if you're feeding them in the same tank. Talk about socialization when handling. So handling, when it comes down to socialization, people are going to be around, loving your snakes, wanting to interact with you, finding out questions. The best way to socialize a snake is constant handling, especially when they're younger. Younger snakes tend to bite more than larger snakes. Some snakes are just, temperamental, and they'll be fight or flight regardless. They'll attack you, just because that's the type of temperament that they're raised in or bred or genetically. So the main thing you want to focus on is constantly handling your snakes and knowing when your snake is in a comfortable position to be handled. So I'll present to you my cousin. He's never held these snakes before. He had one snake ever that I owned, which was a bumblebee spider, Salazar. He loved that snake. That's the only snake he'd ever hold. He vowed to never hold another snake, but today we're gonna use him as an example. So we're gonna have him hold this bell, this blue-eyed leucistic beauty, and you're gonna see he can, calm your nerves. Don't be nervous. If you're nervous, you get the snake nervous. Y'all both have anxiety. Just calm down, and you'll see how it goes. Put your palm out. There we go, and there you go. just like that. Observe the snake's behavior. If they're wrapped up in a bowl, they may be a little uncomfortable. New smells, new scents. May flicker around, sensing his heat. May try to use him up like a tree, but he's very socialized with humans, just like the rest of them are. So if we decided to, you know, just put him there, give him pretty much all of them, and as you can see, they're all tangled up, completely socialized. He never thought he'd be doing this today, by the way, guys. Yep, there we go. Now he has 4 snakes that he never thought he would hold on camera here, completely socialized. But they're already friendly and docile, depending on the temperament of most snakes. A large majority of them are really well. Rarely find one that's like feisty and snappy. Majority of the time that are baby pythons. But the adult pythons, they're the best animals to have, the simplest ones to care for, especially if you're breeding your own mice and rats. If you can't breed your own mice and rats, we have frozen ones available. We're gonna have different color mutations available, designer pythons. We're also gonna get into the leopard geckos, the crested geckos. We'll also have the reticulated pythons soon. So definitely stay tuned, and I appreciate you guys watching, supporting me. Smash that like button, hit that notification bell, comment what you want next, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
You know you can breathe now, right?
I'm chilling. Today we're doing a segment of Face Your Fears. We're gonna join, what's your name?
Alan, good to meet you.
Alan,
How's it
Dagger,
going?
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So he's gonna face his fears and touch a snake. Have you ever touched a snake before?
I actually haven't, no.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Okay, choose your pick.
How do you hold them?
Just pretty much guide your hands as he moves under his neck. Yep, perfect, just like that.
That's crazy.
Bet you never thought you'd be holding a snake today.
No.
Just try to educate people. I'm a breeder, an educator, and I just try to like conserve
Specifically snakes?
snakes, lizards, geckos, all different types of exotic animals.
That's so sick. I've been thinking about what pet I should get, so
you're thinking about a snake?
dude, now I am.
He had a dream that I had a pet snake and
I
it
did,
loved me and
recently.
it hated him. And
That's
every
true.
time it would be
Wow.
near me, it would be like,
start, like-
oh, and then every time he tried to
It would start
pet
like
it, it
biting me
would
and
bite
shit.
him. Crazy.
This feels,
You can hold them.
they feel so weird. Touch it. Touch it.
Okay.
And this
Give me
is
one
the biggest one we
It's not
have
gonna bite.
here.
I mean, it's not biting him. It's not gonna bite me.
No, it's
No.
not gonna bite you.
Look,
It's
look,
just
look,
perfectly
look how it's like
tamed.
tied up. It's so sick. This one is so like unique and cool.
This is our biggest one here.
Oh yeah, he's
This
big.
is our monster.
Dude, their bodies like kind of like
I
I don't know how to
scared
explain
to
it.
hold
He's a
it.
pastel. He's the only one with the green eyes. They're the only variation.